Hello, learners. I'm Cynthia Mwa, your science facilitator. Today, let's look at our assignments. Last time, I gave you an assignment, and the possible answers are: there are 5 sense organs. There are 5 sense organs. These sense organs are the tongue for tasting, the ear for hearing, the eye for seeing, the nose for smelling, the skin for feeling. I hope you did it. Now let's look at today's lesson. Today, our topic is excretion and growth. Excretion and growth. Learners, let's look at our objective for today. After the lesson, what we are supposed to know. So our objective is, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain excretion and growth as life processes in living things. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to explain excretion and growth as life processes in living things. Learners, let's go to our screen and look at excretion. So we'll take excretion first before we go to growth. So let's look at our diagram on our screen. This is the excretory system. Excretory system. And we have the skin as one of our excretory organs. In our previous lessons, we said the skin was what? The skin, it was what? A sense organ. And we have seen it here. The skin is also an excretory organ. We have the lungs. We have two, the right and the left. We have the kidney as an excretory organ. We have the bladder, and the last one, we have the large intestines. We have the large intestines. So these are our excretory organs at our level. If you look at the human system, we have some excretory organs too. But at our level, we are looking at these excretory organs. We have the skin, the lungs, kidney, bladder, and then the large intestines. So let's go to our board and see what an excretion is. So on our screen, we see that excretion is the life process by which living things get rid of waste from their bodies. Excretion is the life process by which living things get rid of waste from their bodies. It is what? A life process. And they get what? Rid of waste. Why is it that we have to get rid of the waste from our bodies? Because these waste products must not stay in the body. They must be removed in order not to cause harm to the body. So if they stay there, they will cause harm to our body. They are waste, so they have to come out. For instance, feces is a waste product from the digestive system and must be ingested. So we all have to what? Get rid of the feces. When we eat, the food, the waste ones are stored in our body and it must be removed by the digestive system. And we saw on our screen that the large intestines does that. So below is a diagram which shows waste products and the organs for excretion. So let's look at it, learners. So on our board, we have what? This excretory products. Excretory products. And what are the products? The first one, let's take what? Urine. Urine. Urine is removed by the kidney, as we saw on our screen. As we saw on our screen, we have the kidney that does that. The kidney removes the urine from our bodies. And the sweat is also removed by the skin. It's also removed by the skin, as we saw on our screen. So the skin removes all the sweats from our body. And the sweat contains salts, urea, the wastes in our bodies. It must be what? Removed. Feces also is removed by the digestive system. It is removed by the digestive system. And which organ does that? It is the large intestines. So after eating, the chaff, the waste ones, will come out through the large intestines. And it is as what? Feces. And feces is also a waste product. Carbon dioxide is also excreted by the lungs. So as we saw on our screen, this is the lungs. These are lungs. And it is the excretory organ. Is the excretory organ. When we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide is a waste from where? The respiratory system. And the carbon dioxide is a waste product. And it should come out. It shouldn't stay in our body. Now, when we breathe out the carbon dioxide as waste from human beings, plants also use them. Plants, they also use them as oxygen. As we use oxygen, they also use what? Carbon dioxide. So when we look at this in summary, we have excretory organs and their waste products. So the organs and their waste products that they excrete. So we have the skin. In our previous lessons, we saw that the skin is the largest sense organ. If you look at the human body, all the parts are made up of what? The skin. And the skin is also an excretory organ. And it's what? Its waste product is what? Sweat. So when you sweat, it's a waste product. That is why we advise you children to do what? To bath twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. So after school, don't sleep like that. Get clean water and a soap, sponge towel, and then you bath, because sweat is a waste product. And if it stays on your skin, you get skin diseases, as we said the other time. So sweat is what? a waste product. Kidney also excretes what? Urine. Kidney excretes urine. And we shouldn't keep urine in our bodies for a long time. It's a waste product. So when you feel like urinating, go and then you do it nicely. If it stays in your body, it can cause harm to your body. So children, when you feel like urinating, do it at once, because urine is a waste product and it shouldn't stay in our body. When it stays there, it will cause harm to our bladder. So we shouldn't do what? Keep urine in our bodies. Lungs. Lungs also excrete what? Carbon dioxide. Lungs excrete what? Carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide is a waste product, and we have to do what? It should come out after. When you are in the room, you are many in a room, we should open the doors and the windows for the carbon dioxide to come out. When it stays there, it causes harm to our bodies. So the carbon dioxide is a waste product and it's an excretory product. Then we have to do what? Get rid of it from our body. When we breathe in, it goes to the plants and they also use it. The plant gives us what? Oxygen, and we also give them what? Carbon dioxide. So we have to get rid from our bodies. The large intestines also excrete what? Feces. Excrete what? Feces. And feces is a waste product. When we eat, the waste products stays in our body. It gets into our large intestines. And when we feel like easing ourselves, we have to do what? Go. You don't have to sit down for a long time. When you do that, it weakens your large intestines. So we have to do what? Get rid of it. And we all know feces is not good for our body. When it stays there, it causes harm to our body. So we have to do what? Get rid of our body. So, children, we have learned that excretion is a life process by which living things get rid of waste from their bodies. So when these waste products stays in our bodies, they become harm. So they must be removed in order not to cause harm to the body. For instance, as we said, feces is a waste product from the digestive system and must be what? Ingested. Must be what? Removed. So we have a diagram that shows our excretory products, and the organs that does that. So we have urine removed by the kidney, feces removed by the digestive system, sweat removed by the skin, and carbon dioxide. So these are what we have looked at. So we have finished with what? Excretion. So I hope you are jotting something down. I know that you do it. You are good students. So learners, let's look at growth. Growth is the increase in size or weight of an organism as they eat well and progress in age. So if you eat well, you will grow. How do we grow? We have a chart that shows how human beings grow. Let's look on our screen. Now, when a child is born, the child does not get up at once. It must be fed by the parents or the mother. It's the mother that. So the child will feed on breast milk before the child will sit. The child will sit for some time and start what? Crawling. So we can see on our screen, we have a child. The child will grow as he or she eats. The child will do what? Grow. Start walking. The child will start what? Running and becomes an adolescent. He can do things on his or her own. The child can bath on his own, eats, unlike at first the mother used to help him or her. You grow, continue growing in body and in strength, and you become an adult. From the adult stage, as you eat, then you grow, you become an old person. So this is how human beings grow. So the growth cycle of humans. On our screen, we have a frog, adult frog. As I said, an adult frog is what? An amphibian. Amphibian is an animal that lives in water and on land. It can live both in water and on land. Now, this frog will lay eggs. When it wants to increase or it wants to grow, it goes into water and lay eggs in the water. The eggs will be in water and it starts hatching. So we have embryos in the eggs. So these are the eggs. It is what? Hatching. And it will hatch into small frog called what? Tadpoles. Tadpoles. With what? Legs. Small legs. And these tadpoles will what? Feed on substances in the water and becomes what? A young frog. So as they eat, they grow and they will become what? An adult frog. This adult frog will also lay eggs like that. So this is what? A cycle. So we have the growth cycle of a frog. Let's look at another one. We have a bird. A bird, let's look at an adult chicken. An adult chicken. We call it what? Hen. The hen lay eggs and for some time it will sit on the eggs and the eggs will what? Hatch into a chick. So the chick will also grow by eating. So if you feed the chick, it will also grow and becomes what? An adult chicken, which is what? A hen. So this is how they also grow. Let's look at the last one, a plant. How plants grow. And we are taking what? A maize. So the growth cycle of a maize. Now learners, when you put 2 or 3 maize in the soil, for about a week, you see that they have come out with what? Some leaves. When you put the seeds in the soil, it will what? Germinate. When it germinates, you get what? A small substance. We call this is the roots. And about 2 weeks, you see that the seed has got what? 2 leaves. Sprouts. You call it sprout. Sprouts. And it will grow. Let's say about 2 weeks, you see the seedlings, the small plant coming up. When the plant gets water and mineral salts from the soil, you will see that the plant has got what? Flowers. And in about 2 to 3 months, you will see the plant what? Growing with fruits on it, maize fruits. And the same maize fruits, you can also put it in the soil. When it gets dry, you can put it in the soil and it will germinate, it will sprout, you get seedlings, and it will start flowering, and you get what? Fruits on it. So it is what? A cycle. So this is how the maize also grew. It's the same thing in what? Plants. All the plant that uses what? Seedlings. So let's go to our board, learners. And then we look at the growth again. The definition of the growth. Growth is the increase in size. So as the animal or the organism eats, then it starts what? Increasing in size. So learners, look at yourself. You were not born like that. You were born like a baby, and you ate and ate, and you have grown like this. So if you look at yourself, you were not like that. You were a baby. And we said growth is the increase in size or weight of an organism as they eat well. So you have to eat well. So if you eat well, you grow nice. You grow very, and when people see you, you see that, hey, this girl or boy, you have grown. The food that you ate well. That is why you have grown. So we eat what? Well, and progress in age. We progress in what? Our age. You were 1 year. The next year, 2 years, 3, and you grow to become what? An adult, as we saw on our board. So learners, today we have learned a lot. So we look at the summary of what we have learned today. So we have learned that excretion is a life process in which living things get rid of waste from their bodies. So when the waste stays in their bodies or in our bodies, it causes harm to our body. So when you sweat, wipe it or you bath. When you feel like easing yourself, go immediately. You shouldn't sit down for a long time because it will cause harm to your body. If you stay there for a long time, you feel stomach pains or body, something, you become sick. So we have to do what? Get rid of the waste from our body. The same thing, when you feel like urinating, do it. Don't sit down. When you go to school and you feel like urinating, ask permission from the teacher. And then you go and then you do it nicely. Because it stays in your body. You become what? Sick. Let's look at the skin excretes what? Sweats. Skin excretes what? Sweats. Kidney excretes urine. Lungs excretes carbon dioxide. Large intestines, feces. And we looked at what? The growth. We said growth is the increase in size or weight of an organism as they eat well and progress in weight. So we have to eat well. We have to stop eating toffees, sweets, eat good food. When your mother gives you food, gives you money or food, eat the food. When he or she gives you what? Your parents, when they give you money, buy good food and eat. And eat more fruits. It will help you grow very, very well. Learners, Let's look at our assignment for today. Assignments. Outline 4 organs and give their excretory products. Outline 4 organs and give their excretory products. 2. Explain growth. Explain growth as a life process in living things. Explain growth as a life process in living things. Children, today you have done very, very, very well. Clap for yourselves. You have done very well. Until then, bye-bye.